Alright, guys, so back at it again with the white vans. No, so in Japan, when I headed out there, like I said, my main goal was to make Organite and put it around Fukushima. And I did, and Japan was awesome. And I felt so elated to be on this mission, to be serving the world and serving the wildlife of the oceans and stuff by making this Organite. And I just want to talk about a couple things in Japan and then like one thing in Vietnam. And the most of the stuff that I want to talk about that would help other star seeds is the stuff that happened in India. So the really cool things that happened in Japan, well, there's so many cool things, and I don't want to get into everything that happened, but the two really cool things is I had these two amazing dreams, and the first one, I believe this one came first, but I was basically sleeping in these public places like public parks and stuff like that to save money. And I was sleeping in this park, and I met up with this one Chinese kid who was about the same age as me. And at this park, I was doing a lot of yoga and stuff. And this one this one morning, I had this dream where it was in some higher dimension, but it was the park. I was in the park, and I remember seeing like thousands of beings. I don't. It was such a long time ago. I don't know. They were probably ETs mixed in with like old Buddhists and Buddhist energy of the park I was in Tokyo. But I saw all these beings, and then I saw this huge crystal. It was like octahedral, I want to say, but three dimensional, and it was like this beautiful rainbow color, and it was like all of us beings together were creating this blue crystal, and it was like we were putting all of our energy into it and like having it ascend up into the sky above this park to kind of like the feeling I got was like protect the park or give these light codes to the beings in Tokyo and like the humans in Tokyo. But it just like comes through that higher dimension first. So that was really cool. I woke up and I was just like, oh my god! I just took part in some sort of like magic crystal healing. I don't know. So the next one, which was awesome, was I was on my way up from Tokyo. I hitchhiked north about 3 hours, and then you get to that city, and then Fukushima is like an hour and a half, like mid distance in between those 2 points, um, like on the coastline. But midway, I slept at like a truck stop type thing because like you kind of have to like hop, from one spot to another with your different people that are going in like a northern direction, So I slept in my hammock at this one truck stop, and I had this dream where I was flying over the coast or like over the sea in Japan, and I could see all these dolphins jumping beneath me, and then I heard like one of them said, just release everything and dive in with us. And so I did. I just like let go of all fear and just dove in. And they must have taken me on some sort of journey because I don't really remember what happened after that. But I'm sure some pretty cool stuff happened. I wish I knew what happened. I can only imagine. But I think dolphins are super super telepathic, and they're like fifth dimensional beings. And maybe even more than that. Like I know there's these portals and these access points with the Earth's energy where you can travel using like weird physics where your light body kind of separates from your actual body, and you can travel through these gateways and stuff. And I think they're probably a crap load of them in the ocean, because they're all this crystalline water all encircling everything. So I'm sure the Dolphins are probably like caretakers of those, or that's what I like to think at least. That's the feeling that I get. So after Japan, I put all the orgonite and stuff around Fukushima. One interesting thing to mention was that this helicopter was following me everywhere in Japan. I mean, not the whole time. It followed me for like a good like 5 days. I want to say though, it was really weird. It was like they knew that I was making this organite, but they couldn't do anything about it, sort of thing, or they were just like, I don't know. It was just like this military helicopter. It would do like circles around me and stuff. I don't know. I could have been just manifesting that too, because I was thinking like, who's gonna come after me if I'm just like putting a, and that's like coming from a place of fear, which I'll get into, which was a big part of India. But so next place I went to was Vietnam, and I was only in Vietnam for like 3 days, and I only put like two or three organite pyramids in Vietnam, because I ran out. I think I ran out of fluid there. Like I put a lot in Japan, and then I ran out in Vietnam. But yeah, there was this woman there, and I was like, I was meditating in this downtown area, and I started seeing through my third eye, and there's like I could see this person, but it was like only their legs were illuminated gold, and then like the top half of their body was black, and I ended up having sex with this girl, and um, I don't know. I think it was some sort of like she was some sort of witch or something like that, where the feeling that I got was like she was trying to trap me there, and like wanted me to marry her. So she like almost used this spell to show me, oh, I'm golden, but it was only like half working or something. I don't know. It was so weird. But that was the energy, because I could hear. It felt like after that it was like, and okay, so I didn't really want to talk about this part, but I think I should. So when I was having sex with her, I started hearing her in my head, and the things she was like, "Let's get married," and this is I've had telepathy start before a little bit, but this time was like different, and I like stupidly like adolescently said okay in my head, kind of just like in the moment, like having sex with her and being like, life in Vietnam wouldn't be that bad, I guess. But so that's what I think it was. It was like she seduced me almost, like these. You hear about I don't know a specific story off the top of my head, but like goddesses and gods that seduce people, and that's kind of how it felt. Super weird. Anyway, I'm leaving Vietnam, and I feel it. I still hear. I was like hearing through her ears, almost like I could hear all the horns going off where she was at, where I met her at that street, which it was super weird. So I had to do some deep uprooting stuff to like let go of the karma of accepting that type of deal. It was really weird. Yeah, so moral of the story is don't agree to shit on a telepathic level, and watch who you sleep with. Don't go sleep with random people, I should make another whole video about that. I guess I could just talk about it now. When I got back to the States, I realized that I probably had soul contracts with every single person that I slept with. So I started saying, what did I say exactly? I was just like, I dissolve all ties to all of the sexual, or no, I reclaim. It was something along the lines of I reclaim all of my energy that I've given out in like sexual ways, and did some. I'll make another video on it. Don't yeah. But that stuff's really important. When I did that, that day, I just felt like this incredible wave of energy come back into me, like like they almost had parts of my souls, you know, and that's why sex energy is so intense and so strong. You have to be really careful. Like since then, I've only had sex with one person, and I probably won't have sex with anyone else. I won't, yeah, I won't have sex with anybody else. um, so yeah, that's Vietnam, and I'm gonna make a separate video for India.